Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara Taylor Designs, and today I am sharing with you my September bullet journal setup. Yes, I am a bit late, I usually am, but I love setting these up, so it's always really fun to share with you guys. So to start, we are going to create the cover page, and I like to go in and do a pencil outline so that I have a general idea of what I'm doing. This is my first year making a bullet journal, and I have been having so much fun with these every month. I love that I get to do something artsy and something organizational together, and I've just been having so much fun with it. I know these are not my most popular videos, but I can't stop making them because I enjoy them so much. So bear with me. Thank you for checking them out. I really appreciate you guys leaving me your comments, even though this is generally not the content you come to my channel for. I just really appreciate it. And if I cough throughout the video, I'm so sorry. I have like a head cold or some kind of something going on, and I've already tried to do this voiceover a few times and I can't stop the coughing. So please bear with me. I'll try my best to hold them in. But I do like to do these voiceovers in, one sitting, just because I feel like it's more like you're sitting down with a friend to craft than, edited. And I don't like that audio for my own videos. I kind of like it to feel more like we're two friends or multiple friends sitting down to do something together. So I try to keep that in my voiceovers. So I try to do them in one go. And most of the time it's not a problem, but when I get sick and I'm short of breath, it's a little bit more difficult. So bear with me, and hopefully it's not too irritating. So I start out my bullet journals. My month. I like to lay out the calendar just because it gives me a bit of space I kind of like to put in everything on this calendar. So I like to do the whole calendar, and I do start my months on Sunday. I know a lot of people start them on Monday, and I get it, but being Canadian, my calendar starts on Sundays. So it makes more sense to me to start my calendars always on the Sunday. And because my husband has Sunday, Mondays off, and then it keeps Sunday, Monday together, which kind of is more our weekend than Saturday and Sunday. So I don't change them to be a Monday start. I like them as a Sunday start, so I do leave it that way. Obviously, this being a bullet journal, you can do whatever the heck you want. So you get to put whatever you want in it. You get to start on whatever day you want, and I love that. It's just such a artistic and freeing process, and I have so much fun with it. So I'm going to bring in a bunch of scrapbooking stuff for this layout. I had a lot of fun with this. I did a more collage style this month because I thought that would be a lot of fun, and I really wanted kind of a fall feel. And if you can hear weird noises in the background, Mist is sitting in front of me while I record this voiceover, and of course she's slapping everything on the desk. She can't knock it off the desk because it's too far forward, but she's sure hitting it and chewing on plastic. So please avoid or just ignore the weird noise in the background if there is any. This might just be a weird video for you guys. So I'm going to bring in a bunch of different stuff from 49th and Market. This is the Artoptions Spice collection. This is the 12x12 paper. I have 2 sheets I'm going to use in this. And then I also bring in a bunch of the extras that went with that set. So I'm also going to have the ephemera. So it's called the 49th and Market Artoptions Spice collection. And so I'm using the ephemera, the rub-ons, the laser cut elements, and the 12x12 paper for this setup because I own them all and they had such a cool fall vibe to them. I really wanted to bring them in. This washi tape is also by 49th and Market. It is the Curator's Wings washi tape, and it's lovely. It's so beautiful. It's a great background because it's white and black, and it has little florals, it has words, but they're not really meant for you to read them. I'm sorry, she just threw my cup on the floor. They're not really meant to be read. They're more meant to just be pieces in your collage or however you want to use your washi tape. And so I use them kind of behind the scrapbooking paper for any of the super bare areas. I just wanted them to, add a little bit of something to the background without having to bring in a whole bunch of extra pieces that would be maybe thicker. This journal, I'm having a lot of fun with it, but when I make my journal for next year, I'm going to use a heavier weight paper. This is from Leuchtturm. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. it's a beautiful journal, and they're so easily accessible, and you can get them in a wide variety of beautiful colors, but the paper is very thin. And as a person who loves paper, them being thin makes it a little more difficult for me to add all the layers that I want. I've decided that I'm going to do whatever the heck I want for the next few months, because there's so few months left in the year that I'm not really too concerned about adding too much thickness to the journal. I mean, I'm doing September here, so we really only have October, November, December left. So I'm only going to put 3 more spreads in, or 3 more monthly spreads in this journal. So with that, I'm not too worried about how thick the journal might get, because I know I'm only adding a few more months. But my next journal, I'm kind of on the hunt for it right now. I'm looking at a company that's based in Vancouver. So we'll see which one I look. I'm looking at a couple of different companies that make bullet journals. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet, but next year's journal will be thicker paper than this one. This one's just a little bit too thin for my liking. And I honestly, there was no rhyme or reason to this. I knew what collection I wanted to use, and I had, pencil lines for what I was going to work with. But outside of that, I didn't really know what direction I was planning on going in. I had no pre-thought on, decorations, or if it's going to be like a scrapbooky type style, or I had no idea. I just sat down with a bunch of fun stuff and played. And I think that's why I enjoy these so much. They're not my usual content. And when I do cards, generally, I know what I'm trying to achieve. I can see the design in my head, or I know the techniques that I want to use, or I know, you know what I mean? So when I sit down to make a card, I know what the end result is going to be, because I've planned it out. But with these, I don't know what I'm going for. I know what the page is going to look like, in as much as the organizational pieces are going to be, drawn out specifically. But for decoration or colors or anything like that, I have no idea what I'm going to do until I sit down and do it. So I've been having so much fun with that idea, and I've just been really enjoying it. And I think that's why I keep making these videos, other than I am enjoying staying organized, especially now that I've kind of tried to make, the art side of my life more of a focus in my life. I've stepped away a bit from healthcare, which is my career is, and I'm doing this a lot more full time. Like if you've seen, I do, daily reels. I've added stuff to the channel like lives, that kind of stuff. So now that I'm focusing more on this side of my life, I need the freedom to have an idea of what the heck I'm doing. So this journal really is helping me plan all that out and have an idea of what I'm aiming for, so that I can kind of stay on top of it and stay organized and have a plan, because now it's me having to do it. So I have to break down everything and make sure that I'm, trying to get stuff done, because there's nobody here trying to make me do it. It's just me. So with that, I have to keep that in mind. So being organized is really helpful, and looking at the month as a whole, because now as I'm getting older, time flies by, and, sometimes I blink and a whole month is gone, and I feel like I haven't accomplished very much. So staying organized is very, very important. So I've been having a lot of fun with these videos. So that's kind of why I've been making them. I know they're not terribly popular, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, I don't have this channel because I'm, trying to, make billions of dollars as a YouTube star or anything. I have this because I wanted to share my creativity with you guys, and hopefully help other people find their creativity, and show that it's totally doable. It's totally accessible, no matter who you are or what level you're on in your crafting journey. There's room for you, and you've got loads to share, and you can be creative. So it's kind of always my main focus with the channel. So I like to share different types of projects, so that, maybe card making is not your thing, but bullet journaling is, or you've never heard of bullet journaling and now you're super interested in it, or, maybe you want to do some art journaling, which I am bringing to the channel. Maybe you prefer Halloween crafts. We are doing Halloween in September. So you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where I want to make creating as accessible to everybody as humanly possible. So that's kind of always my focus when I create, is that I want it to feel like it's something you can absolutely do. And I get comments all the time, especially in my day-to-day life. People are like, oh, I could never do that, or I'm not that creative. And I'm like, well, you can be, though. Like, it's one of those things. Like, you can't compare to me, because you have to think that I make, 2 videos a week. I do live streams. I plan classes. Like, I eat, breathe, sleep creating. Like, that's kind of, my thing now. But you can absolutely do it. And I've had a lot of fun with my in-person classes for that. Because people come that maybe aren't super creative. I've had a few people, it's their first class they've ever taken. And you sit down and you make, because in my classes, you come and you make full-on cards. So now you have cards to take home to do with whatever you please, and you made them. I mean, yeah, they were taught by me, but you made the cards, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. And just really, really enjoying it. So talk a little bit about the journal, and then I'll go back to some stuff going on in my world. I did go in with these beautiful Puffy stickers. They are Pink Fresh stickers. I've had them though since 2019. So I may not be able to link to those Puffy stickers. I'll try my best because they are really cool. And if you love stickers as much as I do, especially alphabet stickers, you want those in your collection because the large ones have gold on them. I'll try to show it to you when we actually look at at the close-ups later, but the letters have gold in the design and they're so pretty. And then the little ones are just little puffy white stickers and they're phenomenal. And this is what I mean, like I'm just going to add dimension to my heart's content because I can. Because at this point, why not, right? The journal's almost finished. I won't continue in this. I'll get a new journal for next year. I'm just going to use this one up for this year. And I did opt to round all the corners this time, and I'm just freehanding that and then going in with my ruler to do the lines. And then, I just kind of adhered everything down flat because, again, I'm trying not to add too much dimension, though I am layering things. And I did bring in the rub-ons for the leaves just to add them into the background. I love rub-ons. I think that they are such a great way to add an element that just goes beautifully on the page and works with whatever design you're working on. I think that they are just stunning and I love them so much. So rub-ons are always one of my favorite things to implement because they always look so stunning. And this washi tape. Now this washi tape's not inexpensive, but it is so beautiful. And look how huge that roll is. So I think this roll cost me, I think it was like $20 Canadian. So American, that's probably, I don't even know, like 13. I don't even know, somewhere in there, 15 maybe. But there's so much on the roll. And if you like to add stuff in the background of your journals or your junk journals or your art journals or your pen pal letters, like whatever you may be here for. I don't generally use washi tape in my card making, though you absolutely could. I just generally don't. But it's just such a great background piece. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's probably one of my newest favorite additions to my crafty stuff because it's just a phenomenal background. But this is a new spread for me. So on the left-hand side, I've pretty much used up the whole page. And I've made sure that there was 30 lines within that little box because there are 30 days in September. And it's because I do meal planning, especially now that I've, gone casual at work and I'm home more. I do pretty much all of the grocery shopping. I didn't before. We kind of shared it. Actually, Chris did more of it because he cooks more often than I do. So he did a lot of the shopping as well. But now that I've kind of taken a step back from work outside of the house, I do a lot more of the shopping. So I like to plan out the week's meals and then go and buy all those meals at the same time, right? All the food for those meals. So because of that, I thought this meal planner would be really useful for me. So this is my first time trying it out. We'll see how it goes. But I made a box so there was 30 days in it so that I could have one for each day. And then I'm just going to write whatever we're having in that line for dinner. And then that also gives me a view of, what meals we eat a lot, maybe keeping those things on hand, like the stuff to make those things. And obviously it changes. Like in the winter, I tend more towards cooking comfort food, whereas my husband tends more towards cooking, it's always really, really tasty, but it would be more like one-off meals. Like he's not a fan of leftovers, whereas I love leftovers. So our cooking styles are just very, very different. So when I cook, I make stuff like lasagna or chili. I make a scratch honey mustard chicken that's really, really good. That one doesn't have leftovers because I make it with chicken breasts, but it's just super, super tasty. So we just have a very different cooking style. So of course, as we go into the winter, I make chili a lot more. I'll make, more pasta dishes that are more hearty, that kind of stuff. But this gives me an idea so I can kind of keep an eye on what are our favorite meals. Can I keep some of those things in our pantry, like the beans for chili or the noodles for pasta or whatever, so that I can kind of keep an eye on it. So I thought that kind of meal list would be really useful. and it would give me a good idea. And then also if we use meals that we just kind of introduced fajitas to our meal planner because we didn't used to eat them, but we love Mexican food. If you guys know, I've traveled to Mexico several times. We love going there. Chris proposed to me on the night of a trip to Mexico many years ago, because we've been married 5 years, September 1st. So yeah, our anniversary is September 1st. We've been married 5 years, and yeah, so Mexico is our favorite. So we eat a lot of fajitas now, and tacos, and I'd love to bring in maybe some burritos and add that as well. And just, this gives me an idea of what we're eating, when we're eating it, how much we're eating it, and what can I keep on hand in our pantry so that it doesn't have to be repurchased constantly, so that maybe I can buy it from Costco instead of like the grocery store. That kind of stuff. So it's multi-purpose, and I think it'll be really useful. And then for the other side, I have a content planner. I like to write down all of the videos that are due that month so I can keep an eye on due dates. If you guys know, I design for Scrapbook Pal, so I always have a video due for them. And then any extra projects, like sometimes I have collabs with people, or, I have something that's specifically due on a specific date for whatever reason. Maybe there was like Spellbinders brought out a release and something needs to be done at a certain time frame for that kind of stuff. So I can just see all of my content. It's just YouTube. I don't put like my reels or anything on there. I just put my YouTube content. And then the bottom one's just, of course, tasks. I like to have a master task list, and then I move it out throughout the weeks. I'm also only going to put 4 weeks in this month, though technically there are 5. I'm going to leave the last 2 days of the month in October just because it falls in that week, and I've decided that I don't want to repeat weeks. And that's what I was doing in the beginning of this journal. If you go back to like my first or second video of the journal, I did repeat the weeks, and I'm not doing that now. I just, whatever week, like full week it falls in, that's what month it's going in. So because October has 5 of the 7 days, the 2 days in September will fall into October's. So I'll try to have October done earlier in the month of September so that I can, use those 2 days. But yeah, it's pretty fun. So a couple of updates for the channel. I will be doing Halloween themed projects throughout September. I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be my first Halloween series. There was a lot of interest in it, so that is going to happen. So of course we will have, I believe there's 2 lives in September. I'll have to double check because sometimes there's 3, just depending on how the Thursdays fall. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 though. So we'll have 2. They will be Halloween themed. If you have any ideas on what you'd like to see in the lives, let me know. I would like one of them to be my diamond painting because it's so Halloween-esque that I think it'd be so fun to have as one of the live streams. So probably the one closer to the end of the month I will do as the live stream. And we'll work on that diamond painting because it's so great. And now we can actually work on the diamond painting because in that last one I actually prepped everything and that took way longer than I thought it was going to. So we'll keep that in mind. And what else is coming up? I think that's pretty much all that's coming up. I will have a vlog. It will have to be in September now because August is almost over. And just bear with me on this one. This one's going to be a bit all over the place. I was in the middle of filming stuff when my father-in-law got really ill, and then we were gone for so long as he passed. So there's just a weird smattering of stuff that's going to be in that video. So bear with me as that one doesn't have much direction. For the future ones, we'll have a little more direction, but that one, if it's a bit odd, don't be surprised. Just because it was my life was just a bit all over the place at that time. So bear with me with that. I think those are kind of the updates that I have for you guys. You will see a lot more of the small business stuff in the vlogs as well. Like there will be creating. I like to do, when I do paintings, I usually show them in the vlogs. Anything that comes to my PO box, I usually show those in the vlogs. And of course I'm a little behind on that now because, I was gone for most of July. So that made that difficult. So bear with me for the vlogs. I do have some sticker designs that I'm working on. They are kind of bullet journal focused because that's what I need them for. And of course, I'm kind of, I like to create things that are useful for me as well, because if I'm not going to use them, how are you guys ever going to see them? So I'm working on some really great, I think they're great, ombre stickers that are the days of the week so that I can use them in my journals like this. And I want to have them in multiple colors. So I was stressing about having like Christmas release and, I'm too late for the fall now, so I can't do a Halloween or fall release and so on and so forth. And then I kind of was like, hey, stop. Work on essentials. So my focus this year, and you guys will see more of this in the vlog, is to focus on essential sticker sets for going forward, stuff that would just be useful day to day. It's not seasonally themed. It's just useful things. So like you're going to see me use in this portion of the bullet journal, stuff like days of the week, where you can just use a sticker to put the days of the week down. You don't have to write them. I'm going to write them here because I'm still working on developing them. And then I have to figure out how to get sticker sheets to cut properly. So sadly, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on that. But days of the week, letters, like you just saw me use letter stickers to do tasks and content on that second spread. Stuff like that, like letter stickers are super useful. There's so many ways you can use them. There's so many cool fonts you can have. I'd like to have them colored to match the days of the week so you can have a really cohesive theme. So stuff like that. Those are going to be kind of my first focuses. And then I'm going to start working on like the postcards and stuff that you guys know I really want to make. I want to do a lot more watercolor art because I love watercolors. But the problem is I'm worried about bringing stuff to the channel that isn't card making because it's just not... It's not as popular and it's not what my channel really kind of started out as. And now I know that I can change the channel. The channel's mine. I can, put out whatever I want to put out. But I do kind of try to keep it pretty related to itself so that it doesn't, discourage anybody who wants to, be a part of whatever I'm doing to be there. And obviously I know that some of you are phenomenal and you watch every video that I make and you guys are so lovely and I so appreciate you. Which I don't even know how to thank you guys for all of your support. We are over 6,500 subscribers, which is insane because I was struggling to get to 5,000 and then we jumped up to 6,500 incredibly quickly. I think it was like a month or just over, maybe 6 weeks, and we jumped up a lot. So anybody who's new and hanging out, hello, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you guys can hop into a live so I can actually chat with you a little bit. But yeah, so I'm always a little nervous adding things to the channel, but I hope painting wouldn't be too far from what I do. And I think you have to keep in mind that I'm a beginner at painting. So anything that I'm sharing with you would have to be fairly straightforward or I wouldn't be able to do it. So when you see me, if I do paintings, I haven't decided yet. You guys can tell me your thoughts. Would you like to see paintings on the channel? Would you rather not? Do you feel like they're too far away from what I normally do? Let me know what your thoughts are because at the end of the day, I really want the channel to be incredibly inclusive. I want everybody to think that they can do what I'm doing. So, if it's a technique that's really outside of your comfort zone, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that maybe we have to work on it a little bit more. But yeah, tell me your thoughts because at no point do I want my channel to go away from what I believe is the fundamentals. And that's, creating something that anybody can do. We can do it together. And that's something I'm hoping to introduce on Patreon next year. It's something I'd love to do so I can do more, maybe not one-on-one stuff, but a lot more easily accessible stuff. Like I'd love to do videos on Patreon that are huge deep dives into certain products or certain techniques or, that kind of stuff. And then offer stuff that are like just freebies that I can offer you guys. Like maybe we'll do sentiments. Maybe we'll do like sentiment sheets so you can just print out and like cut down, and that can be, or you can print them on sticker paper and just cut them out and then use them as sentiments on your cards, but they're actually stickers, like that kind of stuff, So I don't know, that's the dream because I want to make this a full-time job and that, takes a fair amount of work. So that's kind of where we're going. And it's totally okay if that's not your thing. I don't expect anybody to join Patreon that's not interested, although I want to have a really great free section. So you don't have to, I want it to be similar, like an extension of my YouTube channel. So this is the YouTube channel and I want it to be an extension of this. So this content's all free. And then that will just be like deep dives into things that people need more help with. We can vote on things to, see what other people need help with or what you guys want to do going forward. That can be a lot more immersive and inclusive because it'll be a way smaller group. And so, we'll have a little bit of a more in-depth look at stuff together. Or if there's anything you really need help with, we can do that together. So that kind of stuff, right? So that's the hope for the future, but I would love your guys' opinion. Let me know your thoughts. I hope that that's of interest to you. If it's not, that's perfectly okay. I don't expect anybody to join that doesn't want to. And here you can see I made a mistake. I put the wrong days of the week on the wrong page. And this is another sticker set that I got from a small business. I used the 3 sticker sets you saw, and I guess it's technically 2. The numbers here and the letters I used on the spread between the calendar and the days of the week. That letters were there. They're both from Ikigai Papier, and I got them from a small business owner. Her name's Hedda, and I'm just, always willing to support other artists, especially female artists, just because, I think it's great to have more women artists in the world, and men. I'm just stoked that anybody's creating art. Like, that's just a great day. So, but yeah, so that is kind of what I've got going on with you guys. I hope you're okay with this bit more chatty video. I kind of felt what we were doing in the journal was pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions and if I didn't answer them, please let me know. As always, everything is linked and listed down below, unless it's something I cannot find, like these Puffy stickers. I'll do my best, but honestly, I've had them for years, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them for you, but I will try, or try to find something very similar to them. And yeah, so it's kind of all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Leave me your comments. Tell me what's going on for you. Just say hi if you want to. That's okay too. I love to have a community where we can communicate. So leave me your comments. It does take me a little bit to answer now. I try my best, but there's just a lot on the plate. So it does sometimes take me a little while to answer. But if you ask a question, I try to prioritize those so that I can right away respond to whatever is going on for you. So make sure that you leave me the comments, leave me likes, leave me thoughts, questions, concerns, anything like that. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much, guys, and leave me a subscription if you're new, and I'd love to have you. Bye-bye for now. Oh, leave me a pumpkin. If you watch this video all the way to the end, leave me a pumpkin emoji in the comments. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.